In the days before a surgical operation, it is quite natural to have apprehension and questions about the procedure that is being planned, about what to expect when one is in hospital, about the recovery after a laparoscopic surgery, about surgery itself. Very often it has happened that in the anxiety about the surgery, someone may not easily recall many of the details your surgeon has explained to you in her office. This video is for you if you are planning for a gynecological laparoscopic procedure. It can be a laparoscopic surgery for endometriosis, fibroid removal, uterus removal, or any gynecological procedure. To begin with, we will see what is a laparoscopic surgery, or commonly known as minimally invasive surgery or keyhole surgery. We can say that this is one of the miracles in modern medicine. In laparoscopic surgery, instead of making a big cut in the patient's body, the surgery is performed through small incisions made on the abdomen, and it is now the most preferred way of doing most gynecological surgeries. Generally, a small incision is made near the belly button and the abdomen is filled with a certain amount of carbon dioxide. This lifts the abdomen away from the internal organs, giving the surgeon a better view. The laparoscope, a special camera with its light source, is then inserted into the abdomen. Two other small incisions may be made in the abdomen, so additional surgical instruments such as a probe to move organs can be used during the surgery. During the laparoscopy, the doctors see an enlarged image of the structures in the abdomen through the laparoscope and its camera. They examine the pelvic organs, and based on the findings they see, the planned surgery will be performed. Why is laparoscopic surgery better than an open surgery? The first and foremost, laparoscopic surgery allows the patient to recover very quickly. It surprises many to hear that the pain after surgery is not so much from the internal organs which are operated, but rather from the sensitive skin and the structures on the body surface that have to be cut through to reach the organs. Smaller incisions mean that there is less pain and less chance of post-operative scarring. Also, because internal organs are not exposed to the outside during the surgery, there is less risk of acquiring infection. Once the surgery is decided on, you will be asked to meet an anesthesiologist. Why is it important to have an anesthesiology consultation before surgery? Laparoscopic surgeries are usually performed under general anesthesia, meaning the patient is kept in an unconscious state during the surgery. The role of anesthetist is to assess whether you have any medical condition and you are physically fit for the anesthesia part. If you are on medications, for example, for diabetic or hypertension or any other condition, your doctor or anesthetist will give clear instructions when to take it based on the time of your scheduled surgery. If you are taking blood thinning medications such as aspirin or warfarin, you will be asked to stop taking it few days beforehand. This is to prevent excessive bleeding during the operation. There are certain things to be kept in mind before getting admitted for the surgery. Fasting for 6 to 12 hours. Depending on the type of laparoscopic procedure being performed, you will usually be asked not to eat or drink anything for 6 to 12 hours beforehand. Do not wear jewelry. In laparoscopic surgery, we may use a device called a diathermy to stop the bleeding. For the safe use of that machine, there shouldn't be any close metal contact to the body parts. Remove any nail polish or artificial nails before surgery. Shave or clip the hair in the abdomen and bikini area, especially if you are going to have a pelvic or an abdominal surgery. Carry low-heeled shoes the day of surgery. You might be a little drowsy after the anesthesia and unsteady on high-heeled footwear. Wear loose-fitting clothes. You will have some abdominal soreness and tenderness after surgery, so it is always advisable to wear loose-fitting clothes. Avoid smoking. If you smoke, you may be advised to stop during the lead up to the operation. This is because smoking can delay healing after surgery and increase the risk of complications such as infection. Arrange someone to drive you home. Most people can leave hospital either on the day of the procedure or the following day. Before the procedure, you will need to arrange for someone to drive you home because you will be advised not to drive for at least 24 to 48 hours afterwards. What do you expect from the time of admission to the hospital to discharge after the surgery? In most of the hospitals, you will be asked to get admitted on the same day of the surgery, preferably 3 to 4 hours before the scheduled surgery time. After getting admitted, once you are comfortable in your room, the nurse will check your vitals, do the necessary preparations for the surgery, which includes placing an IV cannula, administering medications, and taking you to the preoperative room. From preoperative room, you will be shifted to operation theatre for surgery. It is normal for many people to be anxious about the whole thing, so they will be given a small dose of anti-anxiety medication. Once the surgery is over, you will be observed in the post-operative recovery room for around 30 to 45 minutes till you are totally stable and shifted back to your room, where you will be with your loved ones. Immediately after the laparoscopic surgery, you may feel groggy or disoriented as you recover from the effects of anesthesia medicine. Some people may feel sick or less commonly vomit. Nurses and doctors will be checking you time to time and will be giving pain and other medications based on your condition. After the procedure, you can generally expect soreness around the incision in your abdomen and pelvis, shoulder pain caused by the gas used in the abdominal cavity during the surgery, a sensation of abdominal bloating, nausea, abdominal cramps, constipation. For pelvic procedures only, light bleeding or discharge from the vagina. How many days do I need to stay in the hospital? Laparoscopic surgery is different for everyone. Each person can have a different experience based on the type of the surgery, the duration of the surgery, the surgeon, the facility, how you respond to pain, and a variety of other factors. On an average, the stay in the hospital will be around 24 to 48 hours based on how well you are recovering and ready to go home. After surgery, it's normal to have sore belly, cramping, and pain around the cuts. You can expect to feel better and stronger each day. But you may become tired easily and you may require pain medication for a few days. While you are recovering after laparoscopic surgery at home, it is good to keep few things in mind. These tips include: don't drive for at least 48 hours after surgery. You can bathe any time after surgery. You can remove the bandage and the steri strips, which look like tape, can be removed 2 or 3 days after surgery. You can typically return to work 3 to 14 days after surgery, depending upon the type of surgery you have undergone. If you need a doctor's letter excusing you from work, please request one at your pre-operative appointment. When should I come for a follow-up after my surgery? When you are getting discharged from the hospital, you will be given a routine follow-up with your surgeon in 2 weeks' time. But you should notify your gynecologist or surgeon immediately or visit the emergency department if you develop any of the following symptoms after the surgery: fever, wound becomes painful, swollen and red, discharge appearing from the wound, severe abdominal pain or cramps, frequent urination and scalding when passing urine, vaginal discharge develops an unpleasant odor, vomiting develops more than 24 hours after the operation, tenderness or swelling in the calf muscles, increasing soreness of the calf muscles when walking, shortness of breath, chest pain or pain when breathing. Now you know what to expect before and after your laparoscopic surgery. But it is also important to ask certain questions to your doctor before deciding for the surgery. These are the 3 things you should discuss with your doctor. First and foremost question is whether surgery is the only option for your condition. For most of the gynecological condition, there are 3 options: wait and watch without any treatment, medical treatment, and third is surgical treatment. The type of treatment best for you is decided based on different factors like the symptoms, age of the patient, and the fertility status, and the doctor's decision. If you are not happy with the treatment options suggested by one doctor, there is no harm in getting a second or third opinion from an OBGYN specialized in handling those conditions. Second question is, does your surgeon have enough experience in handling complex laparoscopic surgeries? It is important to know whether your gynecological surgeon is having adequate training and extensive experience in laparoscopic surgery, especially if you are undergoing surgeries for endometriosis, fibroid, or any fertility enhancing surgeries. These surgeries should only be done by a gynecological surgeon who is performing level 4 and above surgeries at a regular basis. There is a saying in our medical practice that a good surgeon knows how to operate, a better surgeon knows when to operate, and the best surgeon knows when not to operate. The third question should be about the hospital facility. Does the hospital have a well-equipped operation theatre, multidisciplinary surgical team, ICU facility, availability of blood and blood products? When you are in hospital, it is our responsibility to keep you safe and take good care of your health.